Are you broke? Seems like everyone is nowadays. Many make sacrifices to live away from home or live where they want. Renters very commonly take up roommates and find as affordable an apartment as possible while trying to maintain privacy. Because of this, landlords in New York have started advertising flex apartments, one or more bedroom apartments that have a large enough living room with a layout to be legally separable into a smaller living room and another bedroom. These flex apartments are possible because of temporary walls. Flexible walls show the creativity of renters, accommodating for extenuating life circumstances to create a better space for themselves. Temporary walls allow for more living options for renters, and more options are often beneficial, as long as renters are aware of the detriments as well as the benefits such a decision could bring. For the purpose of this video, there are three types of temporary or flex walls: pressurized walls, freestanding, including bookshelf walls, and sliding partition walls. Each of these types can be put in professionally or DIY'd from existing furniture and materials in a renter's home. Pressurized walls are the most wall-like wall, and the least temporary. The difference between pressurized walls and regular walls is that they are 1. Not load-bearing, 2. Not screwed, nailed, or otherwise permanently mounted to the other walls in the space. Pressurized walls utilize the pressure of beams pressed against structural walls for support. Often, pressurized walls are put in by professionals, either by a company contracted with the landlord or a company brought in by the renters themselves. Pressurized walls may not go all the way to the ceiling, even though they have the ability to. Often, they may end early, or have a window for the last 2 feet of the space to allow light through into the newly created space behind them. Freestanding walls are more temporary than pressurized walls and are not affixed to any other walls in the apartment. These types of walls are highly variable, being different shapes, sizes, with many different features. Freestanding walls can have bookshelves, doors, windows, and wine racks. Many companies, such as Rent Own Sell New York, sell completely customizable or multiple variations of freestanding walls, even massive Lego walls. One thing to keep in mind is with more features, the higher the cost of the wall. Those features are often worth the extra cost by providing extra privacy, light, or storage space in the apartment. Deciding on these extra features is a budgeting issue you and your roommate will need to negotiate. Sliding partition walls are the most flexible type of wall, literally. The specialty of this type of wall is that it can flex into position, or out of the way. This allows for fantastic variability in your living space. For instance, if you may, on a daily or weekly basis, want to have a larger living room, and you are okay with your bed being visible in the common area, then you can utilize something like a sliding partition wall to be able to take away that wall space in between your bedroom and the living room when you want that larger space. There are many types of sliding partition walls, and you can get very temporary or very permanent solutions for this. No type of wall is guaranteed to be approved by your landlord. Always check with them before installing any type of wall to avoid extra hassles, fines, and/or fees. Even if your landlord is cool with it on a personal basis, all landlords do have to abide by housing restrictions, or at least they should. All New York landlords need to abide by the New York City Housing Authority's restrictions, which state, in a 1 or 2 bedroom unit, the room will need to 1. Occupy at least 80 square feet of floor space, and 2. Have at least 1 regulation size window. Often, you can work with your landlord to ensure everything is up to code and approved by the proper channels. Many times, the landlord will have already undergone all of this work for you, and thus be advertising the apartment as a flex. Once you have been legally approved, it is important to ensure with your roommate this is a situation you both are comfortable with. Any type of non-standard wall will often allow more sound through, and DIY walls will often look separate from the apartment itself, noticeable in and of themselves. They also take your own time and energy to install. On the upside, You and your roommate get more privacy and separation in your apartment. Once all the installation and costs, about $2,500 on average for someone else to install your wall, $1,000 or less to DIY, are completed as a one-time fee, you get to live in a one-bedroom apartment for the cost of a studio. With all of that completed, enjoy your new flexed apartment.